I wish my theme song, it's not really a theme song because, no one made it for me, but I wish my theme song did not trigger copyright violations. It is so frustrating. It is literally the most frustrating thing in the world because I have paid for this music and yet I keep getting copyright infringements. In the world of TikTok and musical videos, we should probably end this whole copyright music situation because AI can steal music, we can steal beats, we can replicate everything. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, most people just sacrifice and get rid of their intellectual property anyway, and I understand the importance of keeping it. I mean, I do write books about that, but my goodness. Like, how is that triggering that song? How is that triggering a copyright violation? Anyway, what's up, everyone? My name is Joshua T. Berglan. We are live right now. This is Spoken Word Live. And my name is Joshua T. Berglan. I've already said that. But I am the founder and creator of the World's Mayor Experience Omni Media platform. It's not just a platform, though. It is actually about to be a metaverse experience and a real life. Yes, a real life experience. More details to come on that later. I want to thank everyone for being here. This is episode 7. I was not intending to do an episode today. Typically, the more I talk, the worse the tremors get. But I've been sleeping finally. I have a weighted blanket now. I'm 46 years old and I have a blankie. But this weighted blanket helped me not tremor when I slept. Therefore, I've been getting restful sleep. Therefore, I have more energy than I normally do, which is great. Of course, there's more energy for my head to shake too, but that's a whole other conversation. I can handle this okay when I sleep. Anyway, I can't see the chat. It sinks, but I'm going to ask questions anyway and pretend that I can see your comments. And then, of course, I'll reply and everything after it's over. But I do really, really appreciate you all being here. We're about to draw the word in a second. I'm going to see if by connecting the chat will actually work this time. I don't like this streaming platform, straight up. It's buggy. There's all kinds of issues. But in fairness, even though I was complaining and they eventually made things right by me, I still don't like it. And I'm going to switch to something else. But because they gave me a free 60 days to use it, I'm going to use it. And maybe they work out all the bugs. And guess what? If they work out all the bugs and make this a really good platform to use, I'm going to promote the crap out of it because they did the right thing. But it's kind of buggy because, again, I can't see the chat. It doesn't give me a transcript. It doesn't do any of those things. Not that I actually need to see a transcript of everything I say, but sometimes I forget what I say. And I was like, oh, I said that. When I watch my own replays, I have mercy. Anyway, today's Friday. What is the date? Oh my gosh, it's August 1st. I'm sure there's some type of moon or harvest moon, blood moon. There's probably something, a portal's opening. Something weird's probably happening. And of course, as if every day hasn't been weird. I was interviewed today, and I'm going to get to the questions here in a second. But I was interviewed today, and I want to say Tanya, or is it Tanya or Tanya? Tanya, that's about to be released. And it was one of the best interviews I've ever been a part of, meaning someone interviewing me. Very rarely am I interviewed by somebody that actually takes the time to do some prep work, or at least has the audacity to ask authentic, sincere questions instead of, so tell me your story. Side note, as a podcast host, the absolute worst thing that you can say to a guest is, tell me your story, unless if it's the very first time they've told their story. Especially, it's really bad to do this if they've written multiple books and shared their story there. Like, go read the book. It's free. Like, go read it, do some research, then ask the questions. And I get it. Like, every opportunity to appear on a podcast is a blessing. No, not necessarily. Because some hosts just waste your time because they're not prepared. Or I don't even know why some people have podcasts when they don't really care. In fact, frankly, just having a podcast is not really enough anyway, but that's a whole other conversation. You can read about that in my books. really should be doing more. That's why omni-media, like literacy, understanding every form of media literacy, digital literacy, omni-media literacy, understanding all of the avenues that media can take you, all because the more you understand media, the more you understand, and the more opportunities that you realize, there's more revenue streams for you available. Like learning the video aspect, the audio aspect, even the written word. I mean, there's so much there. Then the apparel and merchandise. Like your story alone can generate hundreds and even thousands of pieces of content. It's crazy. All that you can do with your own story. Like for people out there that are looking for a job, well, put your story to work. What have you learned in your life? What hardships have you overcome? Anyway, I'm going to go off on a tangent. I don't mean to. Maybe that'll lead into the word we draw. But anyway, I want to thank you. I love thoughtful podcast hosts that ask sincere questions that or they're at least seeking a sincere, thoughtful conversation that also don't make the entire broadcast about them. Because I've also been on podcasts where they intend to ask all these questions, but they end up talking about themselves the whole time. I made those mistakes too, I'm sure. But it's not, like if you're having a guest, make it about the guest. Part of the reason why I stopped doing interviews, other than the fact that I can't handle the conversation back and forth, is kind of a struggle, and doing that every day. Most guests, they're selfish. Like guests have to do a better job of promoting the show that they're on. Like, oh, it's good enough. I was on their show. I showed up. Look at me. It doesn't do any good. In fact, like hosts should really go above and beyond for their guests to promote them and provide clips and create a blog and, get them outside of the whole realm of social media. Like create a real media package, provide real value. Make it worth it. Give them IMDb credits. Put your own show on IMDb. There's like so many things that are just not done. It's just like, why are we even doing the things we do if we're just going to do it halfway? Like, why not play full out? Why not go learn the full scope of media? Just having a podcast isn't enough. It's not. You got to do more. I mean, think about it. You're putting content on social media. This is on social media. I'm competing against robots. But the thing is like, I don't really care because my platform's built. I get to use social media for whatever I want now. So I'm going to put live broadcast here. I mean, I repurpose the live and, I do something with it on my platform. But all the original quality content, that's all on my platform behind paywalls. I have a lot of free stuff too. Tons of free stuff. Tons of free resources. Here, can you see it? Oh, wait. Let me get out of the way. You can't see it that well. I'm going to have to fix that overlay. Anyway. That was a tangent. Anyway. That goes for anything, though. Like, if you're going to do something, do it all the way. I mean, heck, if you're going to be a junkie, like, go full-bore junkie. That way you hit the wall faster and crash and burn out, and then they're like, okay, God, now I need help. Play full out, hit the wall. Fail hard. Try hard, fail harder. Because you learn from it. But if you're just doing it halfway, like fluffing, fluff doesn't do anything for anyone. You might as well be on the hamster wheel of giving opinions. Wait, am I giving opinions right now? I better stop. Okay, let's draw the word. Do kind of like this camera I was complaining about the first time. I kind of like how this thing moves. I wish it would move. I miss my Ozbot. I had an Ozbot that would follow me. I could walk around all over the place. That was kind of fun, but the only problem was microphones. I really wasn't going to do a broadcast today, but I'm fired up, so I figured, what the heck? I'll rest this weekend. Oh, by the way, August 4th at 11 a.m. Central, I've got a course. And wherever you're watching this from, I've posted a link to that course. It's free. You should take advantage of it. You're going to learn all kinds of amazing things from me. basically, it's all of my books, all of them. I have 10 of them. Well, and a lot more than, actually, a lot more articles and other things. But it's basically my entire intellectual property put into one course to show you, really, it's going to prepare you for the world to come, the future to come, and how you can take advantage of all the disruptive changes coming, because guess what? There is massive, massive disruption coming. Massive. And 80% of the world is not ready for it. That number did not come from me, by the way. It came from the United Nations. But those changes are coming no matter what, whether you're ready or not. And there's other people like me that have been telling people about how to prepare for what's coming, but not everyone is offered those same resources for free. Actually, I don't think anyone offers resources like I do for free. So you should check out my website. Go to theworldsmayor.com or myname.com, joshuatberglan.com. They go to the same place. But I've had the domain The World's Mayor for 8 years now, and there's a reason for it. Besides the fact that it's my nickname. Okay, I'm going to draw. I hope I get a good word. No more commercial break in between. It's not even a commercial. It's a bumper. Whew. Okay, I'll let you see the word before me. Oh, it's upside down. Creation. Sometimes I write like a drunk toddler. I'm not drinking. It says creatine. Might as well say creatine. It's it is actually kind of funny that I got the word creation and I went on my rant that I went on, because I literally, in my interview, was talking about the creators economy. I'm starting to understand how, and I don't pull tarot, ladies and gentlemen. I don't pull tarot, but I'm starting to see how this works. Because there's no way, there's no way that I could have chosen that word on purpose. I was segueing. I mean, I was talking about creating. Then I was talking about podcasts and everything else. Oh boy, this may be a long one, folks. I'm already 12 minutes in. Have mercy. Have mercy. I don't think we must live in some type of is that a hologram? No. No, Matrix is not the word I want to use. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Like, that's amazing that happened. I spent an hour on a broadcast talking about, well, I mean, a lot of things, but the creators economy. Then I went on my beginning of my rant talking about creating. And then I draw creation. I think I just made my own, again, for lack of a better term, my own tarot cards. With all that. That trips me out. I really wish I understood how that happened, because I don't believe that that's just a coincidence. There's so much about this world that I will never understand. Do you just call that a coincidence? Is that a synchronicity? Okay. I'll shut up now. Kind of feel like I've already started the broadcast talking about creation. But now is the word. So give me 2 seconds. The creators economy. You know, I've talked so much in so many of my posts before I started doing these lives. In fact, when I wasn't even doing video at all, I was talking very much about the creators economy and how you could thrive and take advantage of it. And I have this saying that I love to say, and I don't know if I get credit for making it up or not, and it's not about credit, and I hope more people say it because it makes it more real. And I really don't need the pat on the back for it. I'm already called the world's mayor. I don't know how much more of a title I need or how much credit I get. I mean, I'm the world's mayor. Like, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, the point is, what I was saying, we are in a creator's economy. And the creator, the one that created you and I, created us to create. Be fruitful and multiply is another thing I was thinking about. But anyway, I think about the world that we live in now, or the world that we have lived in, and how the game of life seems rigged against certain people. I remember being in Minneapolis when George Floyd was murdered and walking amongst the protesters and getting to hear stories. And this is where I really got to learn a lot about gentrification and redlining, and learning just really about a world that I didn't know existed. And got to start learning about different types of underserved communities. Because when you say underserved communities, or when I say underserved communities, initially I'm thinking, oh, the disabled, people in the global south that don't have access to clean food and water. But there's levels to underserved. There's mentally ill, the people that are mentally ill, people that are mentally unique, as I prefer to say, like myself. There's people that do have disabilities. There's ex-convicts that wear that letter of ex-con. Well, it's multiple letters. You get what I'm saying. Like, they wear that badge of, I'm an ex-convict, everywhere they go. So when they try to get a job, oh, you're an ex-con. Like, it doesn't matter what you've done behind bars to rehabilitate your life. When you get out into the world, like, you have very limited options. Think about people that are in wheelchairs, people that are on disability, and they're stuck. Like, disability is, I don't know if calling it a slave system is the right word, but it's like prison. Anyone who's been on disability, I mean, some people are just cool with what they get from disability, but there's other people that actually want to get out of disability so they can actually live their life, because people on disability can't really have a relationship. They can't have families. I know so many amazing, talented people. One of them in particular, off the top of my head, who has cerebral palsy and is one of the most brilliant comedians I've ever heard in my life. He's wheelchair bound. He's an up and coming comedian. Like, disability is limiting. Opportunities are limiting. I mean, think about it. Not being able to have, if you're in a wheelchair, I mean, that in itself is accessibility issues, but there's also technology accessibility issues, or there has been. There's human trafficking victims. People that have been sex trafficked that they flee. They flee, they're captives. But do you know how many of those captives go back? Or how many of the trafficking victims go back to their captives? The ones that are pimping them out, trading them, selling them? It's like it's like over 90% go back. And the saying is, the devil you know is better than the one you don't know. And when you've been beaten down and you're told that you're always going to be a loser, you're always going to be a junkie, you're always going to be a no-good whore, no one's going to want you. You're used up trash. Like, you hear that long enough, eventually you start to believe it. And then we become our own worst enemy. Because we start telling ourselves the lies that other people tell us. I think I shared this, I don't know if it was yesterday or what. I blend my days around, but I remember every time I tried to turn my life around, after every time I went to jail or got in a car accident or whatever, every time I got caught cheating, I'm going to change. I'm going to change. And it was like the first time somebody doubted my change. I go, yeah, you're right. Next thing I know, I'm face down a pile of cocaine or meth, doing all the bad stuff that got me in that ditch in the first place. Because I didn't believe. I listened to the lies. Reminds me of one of the most amazing services I've ever heard from a pastor ever. The Lies of Labels. Craig Goschel. Highly recommend looking it up. The Lies of Label. Just look it up on YouTube. It is incredible. I can't stress enough. If you're one of those people that say negative, nasty things about yourself, or you listen to the negative, nasty things that are said to you, and you believe it, that is the greatest message I've ever heard in my life for that. Nothing even close. Nothing even closer. It helped me get over mine. I mean, it took a lot more work. And like one of the other exercises, and I'm feeling led to share this now. This is live. It's not scripted. I don't have any particular order I'm going to go in other than just talking from my heart. But I learned this actually from a really guy that I have a lot of respect for, Jason Cisneros. It was after one of my relapses. And this has been many years ago now, but what he told me, he sent me a meme telling me to quit apologizing. That one was funny. It was like a clock. It's like, it's time to quit apologizing. That was one of them. But he taught me this exercise that any time I would have one of those negative thoughts come in my mind, two things he taught me. One was to say cancel. Like I would say cancel out loud. But then there was another one. He gave me an affirmation to say. And like it made like, you know, I'm just going to make this one up because I'm not going to share the one that I actually use, but like, I'm a bad mamma jamma that's destined for success or whatever. And it would just be something like a trigger word, a phrase that I felt empowered by that would override the negative thought that I was feeling. Because the negative thought that I was feeling, if I let that thought stay there, well, I probably would have been face down in a pile of meth again or cocaine or the hooker's butt. I don't know. It would have been something awful. And I'm not trying to be cute at all. But I remember I took him so literally that I remember being like Lifetime Fitness. And in the middle of the locker room, I'm getting attacked with all these thoughts. And I'm standing in front of the mirror and I'm saying the affirmation to myself to override the negative thought. And I'm saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again to make it go away. And as ridiculous as I looked in a towel staring at a mirror, saying these affirmations to myself, as ridiculous I may have looked, well, one, I wasn't a douchebag flexing in front of the mirror, taking pictures for Instagram. That's more douchey. And secondly, there's nothing more important than your mental health. There's nothing more important than speaking truth to yourself. And there's also nothing more important than erasing the lies that we tell ourselves. And so for me, I would rather look like an idiot saying an affirmation to declare that I'm, to override this negative thought that's going to take me into a spiral of chaos and destruction and self-hatred and then guilt and shame and all the other crap that would come with it from my own actions, not judgment, from my own, because I know that that's not the right thing for me. And how this all ties into creation, which is the word for today, is that I got to share this in my interview too. I never stopped loving cocaine. I never stopped loving debauchery. I never stopped loving meth. Never. I never once in my life go, God, I hate that stuff. No. Besides, telling myself that I can't do something, well, who do you think you're talking to? Even if I'm talking to myself. No. I don't like the things that I did when I was doing those things. No. That part's true. But the drugs themselves, I got addicted to them for a reason. I wrecked my life for a reason. Because I really love the drugs. But I didn't like the results. I didn't like the after effects. I didn't like everything that took place after, right? But that was until I had something in my life that I loved more than drugs, than the debauchery, and that until I found something I loved more than all the crazy escapism and the running from everything that hurt, everything was uncomfortable. I had to find something that I love more. And that came into discovering my purpose. And every single one of us have a unique purpose, and every single one of our purposes are different. But do you know what's the same for every single one of us? Part of our purpose is to create space for others, to listen, to help them heal, to create an inspiring message, to share our journey. Because our journey and our message may touch someone's life to help pull them out of the grips of addiction or suicidal thoughts. We may be the reason with our message and our story, we may be the reason that person doesn't inject the drug, take the next shot, go beat up his kids, kick his dog, murder his cat. Things happen. There's all kinds of crazy things that happen. We never know. We never know what even simply picking up the phone to go, hey, just checking on you. How you doing? Like when we feel led and prompted, we don't know. But let's stick with creation. There's some of us, and I'm saying us, there's some of us that their mental health was so bad, there was really no way to be able to work around other people because we were a danger to other people and even a danger to ourselves. There's some of us that don't have a proper education. So every job that we are perfectly qualified for, but we don't have a degree, we have no chance of getting that job. Sometimes we don't even have the money to go to school, to college, to get those extra things, the education that we need. Sometimes it's an accessibility issue. There's lots of things like that. There's the not having the money to hire a coach, the not having the money to go to therapy. Sometimes we don't have anything to work with at all, except one thing: our imagination. And we have this imagination, but then we also have our life experience. Like maybe it's a simple situation that you don't have everything figured out yet. You're still going through it. You're still struggling with mental health issues. You're still struggling with the grips of addiction. You're still struggling with sexual identity issues. The pain of being cheated on or neglected, looked over, passed around. And that pain is gripping us. And here we sit in silence and we're afraid to talk to anybody because it's like, well, how do you share? How do you actually, as a man, share with another man that you're struggling with your sexual identity? How do you share with the people around you that you struggle with drug cravings or you live with a secret disease and you don't want anyone to know? Who do you talk to when you're depressed? What I'm getting at is this. For me, creating became the outlet for when I was sad, the outlet for when I was angry, the outlet when I was happy, the outlet when I was confused. The outlet when I was scared. The outlet when I was sick. The outlet when I lost the ability to talk. Tapping into my imagination and part of the purpose I was created for, which is creating, and by the way, that's all of us, set me free. It helped me heal. Anyone who's watched my earlier broadcast know that I would literally work everything out mentally. I mean, I was using live broadcast to work out my mental thoughts and to process what was going on with me. Didn't have it figured out. Didn't know who I was. Didn't know my identity. My identity changed every day. I mean, it's partly because I had DID, but doesn't matter. Like, it became the outlet. It became the place where I was able to express myself and eventually get comfortable with the truth. Truth fueled my creative energy. Didn't matter if I was pissed off. Didn't matter if I was angry or sad or scared or depressed or confused. You'd create. And media became the vehicle to bring all of those creations alive. Why am I passionate about media? It's not because I care about fame. Media was the vehicle for me not to be silenced any longer. Because I had my voice taken in multiple different ways, multiple different times. But when I learned media, I'm like, wait, no one can take this power from me. Even getting kicked off of social media 5 times didn't silence me. Like, I love getting to be back on social media now. I love it. You know why? Because it doesn't matter if they kick me off. My platform's set. I've done the work. This is fun for me now. Now I get to teach others and help others and get to be in service. My work's done. Now it's to get all of you ready for the world to come. Because you see, the world that we're going into, like even the plumbers and electricians, like that's like the job, right, of the future. But even that will be short-lived because eventually robots will be doing that too. But right now, electricians and plumbers are going to be making some serious bank. Like $250,000 a year jobs. I mean, they're going to be hired to build the smart cities and things like that, but that's another conversation. But that's a short-lived. You're going to have 2 classes of people in the world that we're going into. This is not to scare you. This is facts. You're going to have a world of people that take their universal basic income and do nothing. And for all the conspiracy theorists out there that like to throw around the words useless eaters, well, I'm going to tell you what that means. And no, I'm not a globalist, at least not the kind that's talked about on the news. I'm the world's mayor. How could I not be a globalist to some degree, but not the kind that you think. I'm for the people. Hence why I'm delivering this message. The useless eaters are the people that sit back, do nothing all day, and take their universal basic income. If you're not contributing to society, you are a useless eater. God would say the same thing. If you're not living in the purpose you were created for, who are you to claim that you love and serve God if you're not living in the purpose you're created for? In fact, you're in direct defiance of what you were created for. Direct defiance. So you're going to have that class of people that do nothing and take universal basic income. You will be enslaved. Absolutely. Why? It's not like you're going to have handcuffs on you and put in a cage, but you are going to be very limited because you will not be able to leave your 15-minute city, your smart city, your freedom city. You're going to be stuck. You won't be able to afford the carbon tax. By the way, you're the carbon that's being taxed. Creatives, creators, teachers, thought leaders, community leaders, yeah, you're the celebrities of the new world. Why? because you are creating value. You're providing value. You are value. You are valued. You value others. You will thrive in this new world. The playing field is being equalized. Those that I was speaking of from underserved communities, the disabled, people in wheelchairs, people mentally ill, ex-convicts, former trafficking victims, people in the global south, people that don't even have clean food and water right now. I would contend that most of them are more prepared for what's coming than most Americans are. But the people, like the technology that's available right now, yeah, sure, some of it can enslave people, but if we use the technology as the tool it's meant to be, if we use it as the tool that it's meant to be, we can be empowered by it. It doesn't matter if you're mentally ill. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter if you don't have an education. It doesn't matter if you're an ex-con. It doesn't matter if you're still recovering from being a junkie. You all have an equal shot at success, but you got to learn the skills that are necessary. And this is why I'm passionate about media and digital literacy. It's why I write the books that I write. And you don't even need money to take part in this new economy. You don't need a degree. All you need is your imagination and work ethic. The tools are available to all of us. You don't need money to start. I have free books on my website. Go to joshuatberglan.com, right here. That right there. That. Go there. Go under books and resources. There's a book called Media Company in a Box. It's free for everyone. Yes, it's published. And if you go to the published version, you're going to pay for it. On my website, you can read it for free. That is 20 years of research from all of the people that are bringing these changes in the world forth. It's all of the materials from them. I mean, it's my material, but I'm saying, like, I reference everything that I say, and everything I claim is referenced and has the data to back it up, has the research to back it up. I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. There's a reason I get to speak at the UN. I know what I'm talking about. And mind you, I've been ahead of the game for several years, but that's how sometimes it works for visionaries. We're ahead of the game. How it works for trailblazers, people that are willing to be the first, the one to blaze the trail for everyone else, the people that are willing to delay gratification, delay success, to do what they're called to do. I'm one of those people. I won't apologize for it. It's been tough. It's been really tough. It's been tough to talk to people that don't really understand what the heck I'm talking about, or for that matter, care, because they think their life is just going to go back to normal. And guess what? It's not going back to normal. Nothing is going back to normal. In fact, the new normal is not going to be here much longer either, because the real disruption hasn't come yet. And I'm not saying this to scare you. There's nothing to be scared of. The only people that should be terrified right now are those that are resistant to change, because change is coming, and it's going to punch you in the face and kick you in the nuts at the same time. We have a really unique opportunity for everyone to have a shot at success, of what success is for them. There's never been a better time in history to pursue your dreams. And when you are media and digitally literate, making your dreams come true has become more accessible than ever. And don't get me started on what's possible in the metaverse. I totally understand that there is a side effect and there are consequences to the technology that's coming if you don't have self-discipline. Think about the blessing our phones have been. It's a blessing. It's also been a curse because we can't put them down. Can't stop looking at it. That's our own fault. It's not the technology's fault. Is it true that maybe some of the technology is designed to get us addicted and hooked? Sure. But still, we have a choice. We have a choice to let AI become our brain, or we have a choice to use AI as a tool. It's up to you. It's up to you. But the creator's economy allows every single one of us to monetize our gifts, talents, and intellectual property. And oh, by the way, with that, can have endless revenue streams. And all of that is in my book, Media Company in a Box, and also The Bridge to Media Empowerment, and also, what was the other one? For the underserved. I wrote a book for the underserved. Dadgummit. Just forgot the name of it. Should talk about that book more. But basically what it does, for those of you that don't have access to a computer and only have a mobile phone, empowering the underserved is what it's called. But those of you who don't have access to a laptop or a personal computer, this shows people how you, from your phone, can create endless revenue streams, tapping into your natural gifts and talents. All of this is more available than it's ever been for all of us. The creator's economy is the thing that is not talked about enough. While everyone's still looking for jobs or going to school to get their degrees for jobs that won't be there in 6 months, there's people about to lose their jobs in masses. There's the masses that have lost their jobs already. There's people that are wasting time looking for work. But the real opportunity is what you create. We're going to a tribal world, both digitally and in person. The in-person tribal world is the fact that we're going to be in 15-minute cities. And I know some of you don't see those 15-minute cities built yet, so you're going, you're full of crap, Joshua, but okay. Okay. You can ignore me if you want. I don't care. I've done my work. And I've made it all available for everyone to see. Unlike most people that would want to criticize what I just said, I've actually have the research and data to back up everything I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be arrogant, but if you haven't noticed, the world's changing. All of our heroes that we see on social media, the influencers, the people we've been told to follow, and the people that told us to go support this candidate and go support that candidate. Well, how's that working for you? Maybe it's time to listen to the unpopular guy for once. But here's the thing. We've been told for 30 years that these changes were coming. Why people chose to ignore it, I don't know. I didn't. And the whole world's about to change. Not everyone's ready for it. But it's not too late. It's not too late. Tomorrow could be too late, but it's not too late now. I encourage you, literally, start reading Media Company in a Box. It's free. I'm not selling anything. It's time that you start preparing yourselves. In fact, if you have kids that are on YouTube and TikTok and social media already, then they're capable of running their own media company. And again, it's not a media company like, you don't need cell phone towers. You can be a one-person media organization now. It's easier than ever. It's easier than ever to be a one-person media organization. It's easier than ever to write and publish your own books. You don't need an agent to be an actor anymore. You don't need an agent. You don't even need a manager. Like, the gatekeepers are gone. For those of you that have always wanted to sing or to paint or to write or be filmmakers, there's no barrier to entry now. It's all accessible. All of it. Heck, there's even technology now that will convert your regular video like this and turn it into 3D. Fourth star. Check it out. The creator's economy is for all of us. And the best part about this, in my opinion, is when we're creating, how much closer to the creator do you think we can get? I never feel closer to God than when I'm creating. Like, I don't even think in prayer I feel as close to God as I do when I'm creating. When I'm writing, it doesn't matter which form of creation I do, and I do all of it. All of it. I'm either creating for myself or creating for others, and I know every form of media there is to distribute and monetize my content. I don't have an education. I didn't even do it with money. Anyone can do it. In fact, I've made it easier for you because I put all the information in a book. I have tons of resources that are free on my website. Go look under Merrill Dispatch. Like, every bit of it. Like, so much free stuff is there for you. And I'm not trying to make this about me because I'm trying to empower you to create for you. Like, I can get into the personal, spiritual aspect of this and go, there's people dying to hear your testimony. There's people literally dying to hear how you overcame addiction. There's people literally dying to figure out how you healed from the sexual trauma that you went through. Single moms. There's people just dying to hear from you, how you were able to work 2 full-time jobs and to take care of the kids without child support, without any family support. Heck, grandmas and grandpas, same way. Some of you grandmas and grandpas take on your kids' and you raise them. Like, those stories matter. Because if you haven't noticed, if you go throughout social media, there's a lot of lost, clueless people that have no idea what the heck they're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm all for identifying however you want, but none of you are cats. Maybe in a former life, but you're not a cat and you don't need kitty litter. If you want to dress up like a puppy and have sex with other people dressed up like puppies, that's your business. But that's not your identity. I don't even know why I said that. Anyway, it's a problem with the live microphone. Anyway. But you know what? Actually, no. Hold on. I want to speak to that because I have no judgment. I mean, you mess with kids. Say things that I can't say out loud. But if you were to dress up like a puppy and that's your thing, you know what? Maybe you should write about it. Maybe you should educate the world on why you dress up like a pup and what that does for you. There's an audience for it. I mean, if there's an audience for someone like me, there's an audience for someone like you. My story is not any easier to digest than somebody dressing up like a puppy and having sex with other people dressed up like puppies. I have no idea why I'm talking about this. Anyway, like your truth in itself is a business. And I'm not talking about perverting our gifts and selling, putting our gifts up for sale. But your story, your message, there's lots of revenue streams built in it. And for some of us, that's all we have. Those of you who don't have an education, you don't have money, you're not gainfully employed, you struggle working with other people, you struggle being around people, maybe you have sensory issues where you can't be around people. There's other people like you. There's other people like me. But think about how many people feel alone right now. Maybe your story from what you create is what saves their life. Because maybe they don't feel lonely so anymore. There's a pain for your purpose. There's a purpose in your pain. There's a purpose in your struggle. There's also a purpose in your victory. There's a purpose in your dreams coming true. And guess what? Still not about you. Your victory isn't about you. It's about what it does for other people. Because those of you who are pursuing your dreams right now, think about this. How many of you, how much more difficult would it have been if there wasn't other people that you've seen that have made their dreams come true? How much more difficult would this path have been to navigate if we didn't have a role model or someone to look up to or someone to blaze a trail for us? I don't want to name, well, no, I should. I mean, regardless of what is attached to their names now, I would be irresponsible to deny who's influenced me. I remember when Oprah started her own network and everyone said she was crazy. Like, what are you doing? You're walking away from hundreds of millions of dollars to start your own network. To me, that was inspiring because of the bigger picture and because of the vision I already had. I'm like, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. TD Jakes, his media savviness, everything he was doing in as far as TV and film production, speaking and music, influence. Craig Goschel, the resources that he gave away free from Life Church, the media resources. Like, he gave away so much free stuff that it was like stupid not to use. In fact, there's but when you start hearing the same sermon coming out of a bunch of different churches, there's a reason for that. But nonetheless, those free resources are valuable. There's lots of influences. I'm inspired by my mother for a different reason, completely, than that, because my mom's not in media and all that. But I'm inspired from her work ethic. I'm inspired because when my father told her she would amount to nothing and not sell another house without him, what she proceeded to do, that was inspiring to me. My father inspired me when I heard him. One of my biggest memories I have of my father is him talking about giving up on his dream. That was inspiring to me, to not give up on mine. I heard my father say hundreds of times, I gave up on a world tour because my dad wanted me to get my degree. My degree was more important, more important than the world tour. I'd always have a degree to fall back on. I'll tell you what, nothing motivated me more not to get a degree than that. But to pursue my dreams, I'm grateful. I'm grateful he gave up on his, because part of my motivation and not giving up on mine is that he gave up on his, and I saw how much it tormented him. And going back to addiction, when I said that I didn't stop loving drugs, but I stopped using them because I found something I love more. Can you imagine if I gave up on my dreams now, what would happen? What would I do with myself? What would I do? And oh, by the way, not that I get drug cravings anymore, but any time that I start to feel really down or sad or depressed or angry because of my situation, whatever, I create. I talk about it. Heck, I've treated live streams as my counselor. Like, I have no idea who I'm even talking to right now because I can't see the comments. I can't see anything. I could be talking to myself. There could absolutely be no one here listening right now. But guess what? I saved money on a therapist because I just talked it all out. Heck, the broadcast I did, not even a broadcast, it was a video I made, I think maybe a month ago now, talking about the suicidal thoughts I was dealing with. I wasn't going to kill myself. I was having the thoughts and they sucked. It was awful. It was menacing. But I could still hear the voice of God going, talk about it. Talk about it. So I did. And then it went away. Creating. For me, it set me free. It created opportunities. It allowed me to build something that no man can take from me. And every one of you have that same opportunity. In our creation, we were created to create, to multiply. Our creation, what we create, can multiply others, providing value, empowering them, encouragement, truth, education, wisdom. Multiply. Every one of us. All right. Thank you for watching. That was 35 or more minutes longer than I intended to go. But thank you for watching. And if this meant anything to you at all, please share. Thank you for being here.